Hello, 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 everyone. Let me give everyone a good old ham hi. It is I, your host, Zarataro, here with Yo, You Like That. This is a talk show where I bring on a guest, and they get to share and talk about one of their favorite things with us. And it is fun. It is a fun, good time. It is full of positivity and awesomeness and greatness, and I love it, and I love you all for coming to watch. Thank you. We have a very special guest with us here today. Let me go ahead and bring them on in. Once I get that out of the way so it doesn't bonk them in the head. Let's see. Oh.
Oop.
There you are. Hey. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Let me bring you into existence.
Hello, Zarek. Hello, chat.
Hello. Our guest is Flarablitz. Hello. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. It is a pleasure. Please go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
So, gamers, my name is Flara, and I am a ghost tree VTuber. But who looks at VTuber lore? Am I right? And typically, you guys can find me at Flarablitz with the underscore at the end. Yeah, pronouns are she, they.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, Flare here has decided to pick a game genre, that is to say, we have a wide assortment of horse games.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh, hell yes. We got hosses, baby. Look at the
We had all the hosses, all the ponies, all the single ponies, all the single ponies.
Yeah, put your hands up in the club. Finally, my horse girl era is here.
Exactly. Now you get to what is the term? Strut off.
Yeah.
All that knowledge.
I assume so. I mean, if I can't use it now, then when can I use it?
College degree. I don't know. Anyway.
College degree. Hello, I'm here to major in horse.
Oh man. So for the uninitiated, please go ahead and tell us, what are the horse game about?
Okay, bitches. Alright. So for those of you in chat who have never played a horse game in your life, alright, picture this. You are stuck on your mom, your dad, your aunts, your sisters, your brothers' ranch, and it somehow has gotten dilapidated over time, or something like that.
It's not so.
Yeah, there's usually like an evil corporation or something similar, and essentially what happens is your job is to ride horses to fix the motherfucking ranch, bitch. And what that means is that you will be taking your steed and trying to fix God knows what, and making things happen on your little haunts.
Nice.
Usually that involves like time trials or something. I don't know.
You got to do the big race, the big show. You have to defeat commercialism with the power of horse and love.
Yeah, honestly, I don't understand why it's always the power of horse and love that works, but I mean, hell, if it works, it works. Especially since it's gotten beaten like 8,000 times.
Heck yeah! Don't fix what ain't broken, that's what they say. Alright, well, the horse game seems like a fairly interesting and competent drama. I actually got to experience myself while I was getting this footage.
Oh, yes. For context, Zarek has gotten a lot of this footage, which is fantastic, which means that he had to fucking play these games for you. So you better enjoy this tiny little screen in the middle. Came with the much effort of horse tears.
Hey, I got to dress up my Barbie in a cool fashion. So in the end, it all paid off. I always enjoy character creation. So what was the first like horse game that you played? How did you discover the horse game?
Okay, so how I discovered the horse game, if you weren't around in like the early 2000 of billions, um, you would not know of the wonderful era of Barbie CD games, which were really popular on, um, on how do you say, the just the regular OS, PC OS. And Barbie was pumping them out as soon as people would bought them because, you know, girl games were at that time like a very untapped, untouched market. And in essence, a lot of those games came from interests that a couple girls would like for example, veterinary school, fashion design, and coincidentally, horse games. Um, and my first horse game was one of those games, and it was called I think it was like Barbie Mystery Ranch or Ghost Ranch, something like that.
What a
I
name!
know it's in that realm of things, and the whole plot of the game was that you had to don your steed and essentially do a couple of poorly coded mini games to save and figure out who's been causing all the trouble on the ranch.
Scooby Doo style, but with horse. I like it.
Yeah, and one of the big draws was like, oh my god, look, it's haunts. Because I also, when I was smaller, I rode a lot of horses. So it was like, oh my god, I can do that from my home in my chair on the computer.
The future is now.
Absolutely.
No, that's cool. I remember that era of the Barbie game where it seemed like every 6 months a new would come out. There was Secret Agent, Underwater Explorer, a horse one a year, if I could remember correctly.
Am I allowed? Okay, question. Since I get to, since this is my segment of time, can I answer questions in chat, or is there a time for that?
There's gonna be a time for that near the end, but I mean, as far as the first one, where's the true horse game, Twilight Princess?
I mean,
if you want to. I mean, like if you want to talk the true horse game, I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean,
we were talking about that pre-stream, and it was essentially like Red Dead Redemption was such a divisive move in the horse game community because so many people were like, "Oh my god, this is the best fucking horse movement we've seen," and so that raised the bar a ton, and it made
raised the bar incredibly. How else can you have horse now without Red Dead 2 engine?
That's actually the sole reason why I bought Red Dead. Anyway.
See, I knew it. It is a horse game.
It is a horse
oh,
game.
Man.
I sweats nervously in Cowboy.
Oh man. So what do you about these games do you find like the most enjoyable?
Honestly, I think the most enjoyable part is, I guess, like, the brain serotonin comes in when you get to customize or kind of work with horses because, honestly, a lot of these horse games, like, the riding or racing can be fun. There's a really famous one that is kind of neat called Alicia Online that, has, like, some of the best, like, haunts racing. And typically, like, that kind of can go into, like, a Mario Kart-esque kind of vibe that a lot of people enjoy. So there's that. And there's also a lot of these horse games have either a lot of customization because they're typically targeted at, let's just call it, like, a feminine presenting audience. So a lot of them make sure to include a lot of, like, customization because that's something that's, I feel like it's universally demanded, but also, like, specifically in horse games, like, getting to customize your horse or, like, take care of your horse are, like, really nice, like, really big draws.
Yeah.
And that's what, those two things are typically what draws me to a game, is it has a good racing system and that I can customize my horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that, especially the customization, like character customization, horse customization. I mean, like, all that stuff always has the draw because it lets you put a bit of yourself in the game. It's not just you're just playing these characters. It's like, oh no, you're involved. You're part of it.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the time, if I can't customize the thing, then I don't want to play the game. I know for a big fact, like, I played Final Fantasy Online, and a lot of that was like, here's your 2-hour customization screen. Like, I like that kind of shit. Like, who doesn't like making themselves in video games?
Oh man, okay, so I have to say this. Whenever I would get bored in FF14, right, I would just go on the party finder and I would look for people looking for ponies, like the 6 colored ponies that you could
Oh
unlock.
my god.
And I'm like, hey bro, look,
I actually
I
have
can I
them
can
all.
solo this. I can solo this with you. I can help you get your pony. I don't care if we have to run this 20 times. Like, let's get you these horses, bro. You want Leviathan EX? Let's go. You want Rama EX? Let's go. Let's get you these horses, man. And I would help them get the super legendary horse.
Yeah, I had somebody do that for me. It was great. I think that honestly, if I'm allowed to go on that tangent, the horse animation in Final Fantasy is like really stiff, and that was really disappointing. Regardless, that it is an online MMO whose budget is not dedicated to horses, so fair's fair in that one. But
I doubt pretty much mostly anyone in the staff probably has ever seen a horse. They've probably seen deer,
that's fair.
being in Japan, but probably not so much horses.
Yeah.
But the horses can fly. That's pretty
They
cool.
can fly. I do like a little
They-
bit of flying haunts. Flying haunts fly.
Oh man, I have to say one thing when I was playing this I thought was really like incredible. I didn't even think about it. Is just like how like open like the fields are like in regards.
Yeah, that's like a big thing with like haunts TM games is that a lot of the fields or area for environment are pretty open, and I think that's kind of nice because, or rather, it's one of those things that like I'm not gonna say Haunts games originated it, but a lot of the Haunts games like to have open environments because you're going to be traveling pretty fast and pretty like it's like the Sonic fan base where it's essentially like you're trying to go really fast and there needs to be a lot of places for you to go to. So a lot of these places will have really big and open environments for you to explore, and a lot of horse game connoisseurs like myself will really pride a game on a nice and open environment where that you can explore and like essentially like do all of your like essentially like it needs to be pretty and I like to ride in it. That's the vibes.
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks. Breath of the Wild totally ripped off Haunts games.
I actually really enjoyed the. I mean, like, hey, they had Hanses in them. It is a Hans game. If we think hard enough, there's Hanses in it, so it could be a Hans.
They
game.
are. You can get like a little like stable going too. I had an amiibo that unlocked the Epona Haas.
Yeah, I have that one too. That's the only reason I bought that one. As you can see,
Yeah.
common trend among me.
What?
Can you believe it? The horse game person likes to buy the horse game unlocks it? Oh man!
You might have been their target demographic, let's say.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So okay. Do you have like a favorite kind of like horse game?
Okay. Realistically, I think my favorite horse games are ones or okay. Amongst the ones I've played are the ones I've heard about, because amongst the ones I've played, I will have to say that I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild's horse mechanics, even though it's not like a horse game. It's where a majority of my playtime went in that game in.
Mhm.
I will say that's a good like thing, and there's a lot of cool browser games that exist for horses. Like, oh god, this is gonna like make me sound like such a freak. I played Pony Island for like a year. And Pony Island is a browser game that's about breeding and essentially making like fantasy horses. That one's really good if you like trying to fucking vibe in genetics. I'm a genetics major, so I typically like games that have like a breeding system to make better thing, like put two together, make better thing. Monkey brain satisfied, serotonin, please. And then
If I can interrupt for just a bit, when you said Pony Island, I thought you were talking about a totally different game.
know,
I'll
the
send you the
horror
link
game.
to that one.
That's actually the one I looked up when I found the game. I was like, I was trying to look up the horror game, but I found the browser game by accident, and then I got really into it for like a whole year. And then amongst ones I have not experienced in their height of glory, I know everyone loves Alicia Online. That's like the best, the pinnacle horse game. If you know of Alicia Online, it's essentially a Korean MMO that you ride your haunts, and it has like a big kind of magical horse school, like essentially magic horses that race like Mario Kart, and it's super popular in MMOs. It was super popular. It got shut down like 2014. I think fan servers still exist, but I missed the heyday of it because I just didn't know about it.
Yeah. All those horse combos lost to time.
I know, it's sad. A lot of people are hoping that Alicia Online will come back someday. I know that there have been a number of like online MMO games for horses specifically of people doing RPs. That's a pretty big thing. Is like having like cute little RPs of Hanses, but nothing has really lived up to Alicia Online.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
It's crazy. Like we were
yes, all of the games. They're all good.
all of the games. I mean, like you helped break it down, like what you like, and like how Breath of the Wild definitely has just a good feel. So that's probably a good point to like. All right, start here, and then just expand in different directions, and then yes, that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite breed of horse?
Okay, so there's like a couple of horses that I like, but typically, my favorites are Clydesdales, just because they're kind of got like they're kind of big chunky boys. If you look up Clydesdales, they have a large so their defining feature is that they've got like essentially like long fur around their hoof leg thing.
Oh, okay.
And they're really really nice and beautiful horses. They're very tall too. If you're vibing and trying to get deeper into horse lore, I think it's like fjords. Fjords are really cute.
Okay. What about Kelpies? Are those still a legitimate breed, or
Kelpies aren't those like fantastical horses? I wasn't going to count.
Yeah, they're the fantastical horses that drown their riders.
Yeah, I was about to be like, I wouldn't count those. Just a lot of people like in fantasy horses. I know that there's like a lot of people enjoy Kirins, which are like I think they're from, I forget if it's Chinese mythology or I think it's Chinese mythology. And where you have like the scaly kind of lizardy horse, dragon horse. Ooh.
You say Karen, and all I think about is Monster Hunter, and I start having PTSD.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, a lot of horse people like Karens a lot.
It is a pretty one, though, I have to say. Ooh, what's your favorite horse Pokemon?
Oh my god, no, we're not getting into this.
No, oh, darn. Okay,
I do
all
enjoy
right.
it. Ponyta was my like. Okay, so just for context, Platinum was my first game.
I love Platinum.
Oh fuck, I'm sorry. I just accidentally fucking dragged my tab around. However, I love fucking Pokemon Platinum, and one of the first fire types you get is Ponyta, which is fucking adorable. I love her, baby.
How do you like Pink Ponyta?
I love Pink Ponyta.
Pink Ponyta's cool. I approve. I love Galarian Rapidash too. I like just so many good ones.
I just hope that they bring Galarian back again, because I know it wasn't in Arceus, and I know Pokemon Scarlet Violet is coming out, and I didn't see it. Yeah.
Maybe you'll get to bring it over. Maybe it'll be an easy transfer. Hopefully it'll be an easy transfer.
Yeah.
Because I got some people I want to make a cool little like superhero team in Scarlet Violet after they introduce those cool guys. Oh man. Thinking about horses, it just reminded me about I don't know if you like watch live anime, but horses have been like a bigger thing in anime lately. But they're always like done very like 3D kind of copy paste. So needless to say, they look very like not Uncanny Valley. What's the reverse of Uncanny Valley?
Oh god. I think the big thing is that a lot of animators, when they're trying to animate a horse, tend to try and just copy the reference exactly, because there's a lot of like show riding footage out there, and pretty much like a lot of people will look at that footage and try and like either like rotoscope it or get like the general idea of what's going on. And animators, especially for a lot of anime, will try and cut corners and make the 3D model and then just have the 3D model do it. So they end up with really realistic horse vibes. So it gets like way too real, way too quick for the environment that they're in. And I think that's the kind of a lot of people who like horse games. That's also a common problem where it's a mix of like realism and also like pseudo realism with like having like magical horses like with wings and horns and everything and scales. Um, it's kind of one of those things that is a common problem in the Haunts genre, is just having either like too much realism or too little realism. So it's like it's a platform trying to figure out how to do horses thing in general.
Well, I hope they figure it out by JoJo Part 7, because there's going to be a lot of hosses in that one.
Oh, Jesus, I know. My partner has been telling me about, like, oh my god, we're gonna get Horse JoJo, and I was like, oh
Horse JoJo, yeah! Horse combos, I'm super stoked.
Same.
So what would you recommend to be, like, a good starting Hoss game?
A good starting Haunts game? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Honestly, if you play a game and it has Haunts in it, I would really highly recommend playing games that have the Haunts in them before getting into specifically Haunts games. Because I'm gonna be real with you, there's not a lot of good Haunts games. Like, especially like we still today, not a lot of good ones. So it ends up having a lot of issues where a lot of the things I'm gonna recommend are gonna be like probably the cream of the crop. Like I would recommend Red Dead a lot, and I would also recommend Breath of the Wild. But everybody's played Breath of the Wild, and if you got really into the horses in Breath of the Wild, then maybe you should look into Haunts games.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Okay, well, let's see. We have some time. Let's go and take some questions from the audience. Audience, if you have questions about the Hosses or just for Flare in general, please put them in the chat. I know a lot of people seem to be asking about Shadow of the Colossus. Did you get to play that?
I did actually play Shadow of the Colossus. I haven't finished it though. I'm still working my way through it. I
know Agro is a titular iconic horse character.
Yeah, I will say that Shadow of the Colossus had beautiful horse animations, and that's one of the things that the horse community like really praises it about, is having like really freaking great animations, especially on the main Hans character. And a lot of the animation stuff in and specifically Shadow of the Colossus does a really great job of exaggerating and conveying horse movement. So what that essentially means is usually horses will...
They did the work.
Yeah,
they did the work.
They definitely looked and studied a lot of footage to get the general idea. As you notice in this footage that is right conveniently next to me, you'll see that that the horse itself is not like... that the rider doesn't lean into the horse's movements, and that's one of the big things that Shadow of Colossus does really well, is that they make the horse and the rider seem pretty like when the horse speeds up, when you speed up in the game, when you gallop, you like lean into the actual horse movement, and there's also
that's true,
a little bit of like it feels like you're controlling a horse and not like I am pressing the arrow keys on my keyboard and the horse is moving also.
It's like driving a car in Grand Theft Auto. No. Shadow of the Colossus is there as horse, not there as car with horse shape.
Yeah, a lot of more modern horse games. Like I think one of them is I think the one with the new movement. I can't remember the name. I think it's just called the Equestrian or something. Does like a system of like having to touch like the reins and like having to move the reins, but I really like the old horse, I'm hitting the arrow keys way, but there's a lot of different nuances that can be done with that. So in essence, Shadow of the Colossus, great game, has great horse movement if you are looking for a game that has a horse in
it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Do you personally disagree with the phrase "stop horsing around"? We got our first question in. Side nuggets.
So essentially, I look in your eyes and I say stop horsing around. Horsing around, I don't really think... Okay, I'm gonna give you a real answer to this goddamn question because you asked it. Horses are really gentle animals, so I don't really know where the phrase came from, but it's not really accurate to a lot of what horses do. a lot of horses are very like calm. So the answer to your question is no, I do not agree. You heard it here first, folks.
There we go. Horses are indeed not a bull in a china shop. So when people say stop horsing around, basically what it means is to get lit up like someone threw a chair in the club. That is what that means now. We have changed the definition for all of history.
For sure. I know a lot of the times that I feel like people think that horses are like super fucking scary, like active animals, but they're not. They're just kind of like big. They're big, gentle giants most of the time, with the general exception of if you get like an angry or sassy boy. Those are the two minor subcategories of hands.
Yee! Well, Flair, I want to thank you for coming on. It has been a joy to talk about hosses with you. And I even got to experience the hoss myself.
Yeah, thank you so much for playing it.
Is there anything you're doing on your streams lately you want to tell our guests?
Yeah, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/Flarablitz with an underscore at the end. I have recently been playing a mixture of the horse game you saw at the far. Is it right or left? I don't know. I've been playing a lot of
stage left.
Yeah. We talked about this. I played Emerald Valley Horse Ranch, and I have my Horse Joker arc on there about it if you want to watch that VOD. But I will be on tomorrow for sure. And I will be playing. I don't know yet. Probably I have to make up for a horror game that I missed on Tuesday, but probably a horror game. So if you want to see me be scared, that's where you can find me.
Yay! Well, Flair, thank you again so much. You have a lovely rest of the day. And we're going to take a quick break while we get our next guest here ready.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much for having me. And thanks so much for coming. I saw a lot of you guys in chat.
Yay! All right, we will be right back.